When we reach the age of 60 and beyond, life gives us a gift that not everyone receives, the gift of wisdom, of perspective, and of time, but with that gift comes a choice. Do we carry with us the weight of habits, worries, and regrets that no longer serve us? Or do we release what has been holding us back and step into a season of freedom, peace, and joy? My friends, the answer is clear. To truly live after 60, we must stop doing the things that drain us, distract us, and diminish us. Because this stage of life is not about carrying more, it's about carrying less stress, less burden, less regret. The first thing we must stop doing is clinging to unhealthy habits, those routines that weaken the body and steal the vitality of our years. It's time to stop skipping movement, stop ignoring rest, stop putting off health checkups, because your body, even at 60, 70, or 80, is capable of healing, of strengthening, of thriving. Do not tell yourself, I'm too old. Instead, remind yourself, I still deserve energy, strength, and health. You stop fueling your body with what drains it, and you start nourishing it with what sustains it. Let go of the sugar binges, the endless sitting, and the late night overthinking. Replace them with walks that bring you fresh air, meals that fuel your cells, and rest that revives your soul. Stop letting your body be a battlefield, and instead make it a sanctuary. The second thing we must stop is living under the shadow of comparison and negativity. Too many people over 60 feel pressured by what others are doing, what society thinks they should look like, or what their past tells them they should have achieved. But your value has never been about keeping up. It has always been about being enough. Stop scrolling endlessly and feeling less than. Stop holding on to grudges that eat away at your peace. Stop letting bitterness steal the sweetness of your days. Choose instead to forgive, to release, to celebrate your uniqueness. This is the season of your life where joy should not be negotiable. Comparison breeds stress. Gratitude breeds peace. Choose freedom, choose joy. And finally, stop thinking that life after 60 is about slowing down to the point of silence. No, it is about slowing down to savor. Stop saying it's too late to try. Stop believing that dreams expire with age. Stop avoiding laughter, fun, or adventure because someone else thinks it's childish. Let me tell you, laughter is not childish, it is life-giving. Adventure is not reckless, it is renewing. Every new day you wake up is proof that life is not finished with you yet. Take that painting class. Learn that dance step. Travel somewhere new, even if it's just to a park you've never seen before. Pick up that guitar, write that story, spend time with the people who make your heart feel alive. Because after 60, the goal is no longer just to live long. It is to live light, live free, live fully. So let us be bold enough to stop. Stop carrying guilt. Stop carrying other people's judgments. Stop carrying unnecessary burdens. When you stop what drains you, you make space for what fulfills you. This is your moment. Your years are not behind you. They are in your hands right now. Stress less, smile more, love deeper, and choose every single day to live with the joy of someone who knows the true value of time. Because after 60, the greatest gift you can give yourself is not more years. It is more life in the years you already have. When we talk about living well after 60, the first and most important truth we must face is this. You cannot bring yesterday's unhealthy habits into tomorrow's bright possibilities and expect to thrive. Habits, both physical and emotional, are the foundation of our daily lives. They shape how we feel, how we move, how we think, and how much energy we carry. And by the time you've reached 60, chances are, some habits have been sitting in your life like uninvited guests for far too long. These habits, whether it's neglecting your health, overthinking every situation, or clinging to negative routines, become silent thieves of joy and vitality. To step into a stress-free, energized life after 60, the very first step is to stop giving space to the habits that drain you. Let's start with physical habits. One of the greatest misconceptions people carry into later life is the idea that aging automatically means decline, that energy must fade, that aches must dominate, that strength must vanish, but science and countless examples prove the opposite. The truth is, it's not simply age that breaks us down, it's the habits we carry year after year. Sitting for hours without movement, skipping nourishing meals in favor of convenience foods, ignoring sleep because it doesn't matter anymore. These are not just small choices. They are bricks that build walls around your well-being, and after 60, it's time to take those walls down. Movement, even gentle movement, is a life giver. Walking, stretching, light strength training, yoga. These are not luxuries, they are medicine. Every step you take tells your heart, I am still here, I am still alive, and I am still capable. Nutrition works the same way. You don't need the crash diets or complicated routines. You need whole, nourishing food that keeps your mind sharp and your body strong. Too much sugar, excessive fried foods, constant overeating. These habits accelerate stress in the body, leading to inflammation, fatigue, and disease. But when you choose hydration, colorful vegetables, lean proteins, and healthy fats, you tell your body, I value you. I still want to live well inside you. Now, let's talk about the emotional habits, the ones we often ignore, yet they weigh the heaviest. Overthinking, reliving regrets, carrying bitterness, and expecting the worst are habits just as damaging as poor diet or lack of exercise. After 60, these habits manifest as constant stress, anxiety, and even physical illness. Stress hormones weaken immunity, fog the mind, and exhaust the body. So it is not just a matter of thinking positively. It is about actively choosing to stop replaying negative cycles. Stop letting the past dictate your present. Stop letting the fear of tomorrow rob you of today. Stop giving space to thoughts that tell you it's too late. Because the truth is, every day you wake up, you are gifted with a brand new canvas. You can still create, still heal, still grow. The process of letting go is not about loss, it's about freedom. It's about recognizing that every unhealthy habit you stop today is a weight lifted off your shoulders tomorrow. Imagine walking through life lighter, freer, more at peace, simply because you decided that enough was enough. You decided that you would no longer allow yourself to be your own obstacle, and make no mistake, this decision is powerful. By letting go of unhealthy habits, physical and emotional, you reclaim the ability to live with energy, to live with purpose, to live with less stress and more joy. So, the first step in building a fulfilling life after 60 is not adding more, it's subtracting what doesn't serve you anymore. Stop clinging to the late-night worries, stop feeding your body what exhausts it, stop punishing yourself for what's already gone. Instead, embrace the truth that you are still capable of vibrant health, radiant energy, and deep peace. Because your life, even now, can be a masterpiece. But only if you release the habits that keep you from holding the brush. One of the greatest burdens people carry after 60 is not the weight of the body, it's the weight of the mind. It's the invisible stress that comes from comparison, negativity, and overthinking. These habits are silent thieves, robbing you of joy, stealing your peace, and making the years that should be light and free feel heavy and difficult. If the first step to living better after 60 is letting go of unhealthy habits in the body, then the second step is releasing the unhealthy habits of the mind. Because it doesn't matter how strong or capable your body is, if your thoughts are chained, your spirit cannot be free. Let's begin with comparison. For decades, society has whispered and sometimes shouted that your worth is tied to how you look, what you have, or what you achieve, and unfortunately, many people still carry that pressure into their later years. They look at someone younger, someone fitter, someone more financially secure, and they immediately feel less attractive, less valuable, less important. But here's the truth, after 60, your life is not meant to be measured in comparison. You are not meant to look like you did at 20, nor keep up with someone at 40. You are not here to prove that you have more, do more, or become more. You are here to live your unique story, and no one else can live it for you. When you stop comparing yourself to others, you free yourself from chains you never needed in the first place, because joy does not come from being better than. It comes from being content, grateful, and present with who you are right now. Then there is negativity, the slow, corrosive drip that eats away at peace. It might come in the form of holding on to grudges, replaying disappointments, or constantly expecting the worst. After 60, negativity often shows up as bitterness about what didn't work out, about people who hurt you, about dreams that never came to pass. And while these feelings are human, holding on to them is like drinking poison and expecting someone else to hurt. Every day you wake up and carry bitterness, you allow it to harden your heart and dim your spirit. But when you release it, when you say, I choose to forgive, I choose to move on, I choose to let go, you create space for peace to enter. Forgiveness is not about excusing the past. It's about giving yourself freedom in the present. Negativity cannot live in the same room as gratitude. So every day, ask yourself, what can I be grateful for today? And let that gratitude push out the bitterness. Finally, we must talk about overthinking. How many sleepless nights have been lost to what if questions, to regrets that cannot be undone, to worries about what tomorrow will bring? Overthinking convinces us that if we just replay something long enough, we'll find peace, but the opposite is true. The more we overthink, the more restless we become. At 60 and beyond, life is too precious to waste on endless worry. Your past is not a prison sentence, and your future does not need to be a forecast of doom. What matters most is the moment you are in right now. When you quiet the noise of overthinking, you begin to notice the simple joys, the sound of laughter, the warmth of the sun, the comfort of stillness. You begin to breathe again, to live again, to feel again. Releasing comparison, negativity, and overthinking does not happen overnight. It is a daily choice, a choice to remind yourself that your value is not determined by anyone else's yardstick. A choice to forgive, to let go, to find gratitude in small things. A choice to quiet the what-ifs and live in the what-is. And when you make that choice, day after day, you will discover something beautiful. Peace, freedom, joy, the very things your soul has been searching for all along. So I urge you, stop measuring, stop resenting, stop overthinking. Free your mind, free your heart, free your life, because after 60, freedom is no longer a dream. It is a decision. There comes a moment in life, often after 60, when you realize that it's not the number of years that matters most, but the quality of the years you are living. Too many people believe that aging is about counting birthdays, adding candles to a cake, or watching the clock tick away. But let me tell you something powerful. It is not longevity alone that makes life meaningful. It is purpose, it is joy, it is the lightness of spirit that comes from living fully. This is why embracing purposeful, lighthearted living after 60 is not just a suggestion, it's a calling. Because if you want a life of less stress and more fulfillment, you must choose to live with intention and you must choose to live with joy. Purpose is the compass that gives direction to your days. When you wake up in the morning with a reason to get out of bed, no matter how small, life feels alive. Purpose doesn't always mean grand achievements or world-changing missions. Purpose can be found in nurturing your garden, mentoring a young person, volunteering at your local community center, or sharing your wisdom with your family. Purpose is about knowing that your presence matters, that you are still needed, still valuable, still capable of making a difference. When you stop believing you have nothing left to give, you open your life to a season of contribution, connection, and meaning. Purpose doesn't fade with age. If anything, it deepens. After 60, your experiences, your lessons, your resilience, all of it becomes a gift that the world still needs. But purpose alone is not enough. To live a life of true quality, you must also embrace lightheartedness. Somewhere along the way, we start to believe that aging means becoming serious, careful, even fearful. But joy, play, and laughter are not luxuries for the young. They are lifelines for the soul. Stress shrinks when joy expands. Laughter, even in small doses, is a medicine for the body and the spirit. Dancing in your living room, singing along to a favorite song, laughing until your stomach hurts with a friend. These are not childish things. They are deeply human things. They remind you that life is not only about surviving, it's about savoring. Too many people spend their later years in survival mode, just getting through the day. But imagine instead a life where you look forward to small adventures, where you say yes to experiences, where you welcome curiosity. Go take that cooking class, join a walking group, try painting, even if the canvas ends up messy. Travel if you can, even if it's only to a nearby town you've never explored. Learn something new, a language, a craft, even technology. The point is not perfection. The point is engagement. Every time you try something new, your brain sparks, your heart opens, your stress loosens its grip. And here's the beautiful truth. When you live with both purpose and lightness, you shift from counting years to creating moments. You stop obsessing over how long you have and start celebrating how well you are living. You stop fearing the future and start embracing the present. This is the formula for stress-less living. Purpose gives you meaning, and joy gives you strength. Together, they create a life that is rich, fulfilling, and free. So after 60, stop telling yourself that life is winding down. Start telling yourself that life is opening up. Stop carrying the weight of seriousness that makes every day heavy. Start carrying the joy that makes every day bright, because in the end, it is not about how many breaths you take. It is about how many moments take your breath away. This is your time, not just to live long, but to live light, to live free, to live fully. As we close this journey together, I want you to remember something deeply important. Life after 60 is not a countdown. It is a new chapter. It is a chapter that asks you to stop carrying what no longer serves you and to start living with the freedom you have always deserved. The first step is letting go of unhealthy habits, those physical and emotional choices that drain your strength and steal your peace. The second step is releasing the mental burdens of comparison, negativity, and overthinking, because your mind deserves rest just as much as your body deserves care. And the third step is embracing a life of purpose and joy, choosing not only to live longer, but to live better, lighter, and freer. This stage of life is not about shrinking back into the shadows. It is about stepping forward with wisdom, with grace, with laughter, and with courage. Do not measure your days by what has passed, but by what is possible. Every morning you wake up, you are being handed a gift. Another chance to live fully, to love deeply, to stress less, and to savor more. So I urge you, release what weighs you down. Carry only what lifts you up. Say yes to peace, yes to joy, yes to freedom, because after 60, the goal is not to chase time. It is to embrace life. And when you choose that, every year that follows becomes not just another number, but another masterpiece in the story of you.